my goodness. I can't even process that last segment on SmackDown Live. I can't even process it. Okay, we knew that Randy Orton was going to eventually snap and turn on Bray Wyatt. We knew it was coming. We've known this for the longest. But the way that they did that was perfection at its finest. I didn't expect the dark place that they took that to. It wasn't just, oh yeah, I infiltrated the Wyatt family, got Luke Harper against you, and then I, got the keys to the kingdom, and that's it. No, he took it a step further and completely broke this man, Bray Wyatt, down to his very core. And I'm going to talk about that last because it's so amazing that I want to get through the rest of the show, and then I want to talk about that. SmackDown was freaking incredible, by the way. It's so refreshing getting a nice episode of SmackDown Live every week, especially when Raw is pretty much just an average show or a terrible show every week. Nothing really to write home about with Raw. But SmackDown, they know how to get people talking. See, this is the storytelling part of SmackDown that I've always been referring to. SmackDown knows how to tell a damn good story, and boy, did they tell it in multiple ways tonight. I'm so excited for the SmackDown portion of WrestleMania. There's so many questions left unanswered. There's so many things that need to be addressed, but they've made it to where we want to know what happens next. It's not, oh, well, this is going to happen next. What about AJ? We'll talk. You know what? Let's just get into the show, okay? Because this show was just crazy. So, last week was the number one contendership battle royal. And, AJ and Luke Harper both, I guess, landed on the outside at the same time. Even though clearly AJ hit first. But nonetheless, they pretty much said that the decision was going to stand and that the number one contender match on SmackDown will happen between AJ and Luke Harper. So AJ pops up and says it was clear that he won the Battle Royal, but it's okay. He's going to beat Luke Harper anyway, and just look at how he looks and how he smells, and this guy is in championship material, and, he's just making fun of him, just throwing insults at him. He had Shane and Daniel Bryan. They knew that Luke Harper was standing behind him, so they're just laughing. Oh, yeah, keep it going. Come on, what else you got? And, just gassing him up. And then AJ realized the sarcasm that was coming from him, turned around and saw Luke Harper, and then just walked away. And Luke Harper got in both of their faces, backed up, and just said, thank you, and walked away. That was it. That's all he had to say, and it was great. They looked at each other like, hey, he didn't kill us, so that's good. So then SmackDown itself kicked off with The Miz and the Maryse. They come to the ring for Miz TV. So The Miz welcomes John Cena to Miz TV. John Cena comes out. And then he tells production to cut Cena's mic once he gets to the ring because it's a special edition of Miz TV. And Cena was just like, okay, sure, go ahead, talk. What you got to say? So Miz drops this freaking hell of a promo on this man. He says he has 10 years of frustration because Cena keeps costing him opportunities. His word to the bosses is gospel. And he's at the top, not because he's good, but because he's able to manipulate everyone who comes into his pathway, including the top people. So he's pretty much saying Cena has pull to do whatever and get whatever he wants in the company. So he says he's like that guy at the job, and you wonder how he got that position, and you work 10 times harder than him, and you're 10 times more talented than him, and you're just the other guy, while this guy gets all the shine for no reason. Then he said that, there was a time where The Miz himself was main eventing WrestleMania against John Cena, and he beat him. And then 2 weeks later, Cena manipulated his way into costing The Miz his moment. And it turned into nothing. Him beating Cena at WrestleMania turned into nothing because he's jealous of him. People are starting to notice that Cena's a hypocrite too. He went toe-to-toe with The Rock and talked about how he left Hollywood and how he was there being Mr. Hustle, loyalty, and respect until he got that phone call from Hollywood. And then he went away for 1 week. 1 week turned to 1 month. 1 month turned to 3 months. And then 3 months turned to 6 months. And now we can't see you. He says, everyone knows he's sold out. You can play the character of John Cena, but you're not fooling anyone. You're not Super Cena anymore, and you're barely decent Cena. The reason why he has him out here is because he's fed up. Because he wants to be here and there. You can't do both. You can't be in Hollywood and in the company. Miz says he's the one that's here, doing the media, making SmackDown Live the most must-see show every single week. And what made him mad was Cena manipulating his way into a title match at the Royal Rumble. And it doesn't matter that he became a 16-time world champion, because there's only one greatest of all time, and that's Ric Flair. He stole that opportunity and his opportunity at WrestleMania when he threw him out of the Battle Royal last week. So he wanted to make him feel how he's felt the last 10 years. And that's exactly why he came back into the ring to toss Cena out. He said he would do it 100 times more, and it still would be 1,000 times less than what Cena has done to him for his whole entire career. And then he tells Cena he can talk. And I'm just like, damn. First, you tell this man he can't talk and you cut his mic. And then you drop this hell of a promo about your 10 years of frustration with John Cena and just talk about his pull in the company and how he gets to have anything he wants, and about his hypocrisy about, with The Rock and everything, talking about, oh, you left for Hollywood, you betrayed the company and all this and that, just to turn around and do the same thing. That was a great promo by The Miz. I gotta give him a ton of credit for that promo. I was going crazy. I'm like, dang, this man is hitting him where it hurts. AJ Styles kind of did the same thing as well. So then Cena gets on the mic, and he's just like, that's your best shot? You finally get a chance to go after John Cena after 10 years, and you say the same thing as everyone else. I get it. You act like, oh no, he says, I can't act. I'm leaving for Hollywood. I have all this pull in the company. They didn't say pull, but, you get it. And this is the part where he turns the Miz's theory into crap. If he was really a manipulator, do you really think he'd be in the ring face-to-face with The Miz right now? Hell no. He'd be face-to-face with The Undertaker. And I'm like, damn, they really went there. Because everybody wants to see John Cena versus The Undertaker, but obviously that's not going to happen. And Cena was like, the crowd knows it, and the crowd popped for that. They went crazy. They were like, oh, well, you're right. You're right. Cena pretty much saying, hey, if I wanted to do what I wanted to do, I'd be facing The Undertaker at WrestleMania. That's what I'd be doing. I wouldn't be wasting my time with you. So continuing on, he says, guys like The Miz have this perception of Cena because it's easy to blame him. He comes down to the ring every week, and a lot of people yell Cena sucks, so he doesn't have the crowd fooled at all. He encourages them to cheer or to boo for him, and if they ride and die for him, then it's because they want to, not because he's tricked them to do so. He encourages people to boo for him if they don't like him. If he had everybody fooled, everybody would be cheering for him. With him or against him, everybody knows who he is. So who the hell is The Miz? And then he says he's the man named Mike who lowered his last name in the real world, tried to bootleg off The Rock's electricity to get into the WWE. You stole Jericho's personality, Ric Flair's leg lock, Daniel Bryan's offense and personality, and he's been reduced to stealing what AJ Styles has said for the past 6 months. He's a dude dressed up as a dude playing another dude. You can ask Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, Stone Cold, Triple H, The Rock. They'll tell you the same thing. They step 2 feet into the ring and they are themselves. He's in a large group of folks who can't get to the top because they're a trend-stealing shell of a WWE superstar. If he's mad about what he did to him, then he has to realize that they've both been knocked down the same number of times. The difference is with Cena is that he chooses to fight like a man while The Miz chooses to run away. Now, he says, next time they talk, don't bring a knife to a gunfight. He's not The Undertaker. But the next time he presses him, he'll be a dead man. He dropped the mic and went to go walk out of the ring. But Marie stopped him. She was like, whoa, where do you think you're going? You don't leave the ring until we tell you you can leave the ring. You're half the man that The Miz is. And she said that he's a controlled maniac freak. And the bigger and she was like, you know what they say, the bigger the ego, the smaller the package. And if he's all about respect, then respect this. And then she slapped him in the face with a very weak slap, by the way. I don't know if she was just scared to do so, but she really didn't hit him with much force. And then Cena, was selling the slap a little bit. I was like, okay, all right. Then he grabs the microphone again and says, while he's laughing, you just made the biggest mistake of your life. And that's when Nikki Bella's music hits. And I'm like, yep, they're going to do this at WrestleMania. They're definitely doing it. And Nikki Bella ran to the ring. And as she's running to the ring, the Miz and Maurice got the hell out of Dodge and ran through the crowd. They ain't want no parts. Definitely Maurice ain't want no parts of Nikki Bella. Because if you remember last week, she hit her with a pole. So not only did you attack her in her match, but now you come in for her man. And Nikki grabbed the mic and was like, you mess with my man, I'm going to break you, bitch. I'm like, oh, snap. Oh, my God. I'm hyped for this match. I'm really hyped for it. I really am. I'm really excited for this mixed tag match. I wasn't on board with it at first, but they keep doing things like this on SmackDown that gets me invested in these matches. So I can't wait to see it. That's fine with me. I'm just like, holy fuck, what a segment. What a way to kick off SmackDown Live. And it's getting me excited for WrestleMania and the matches that they're coming up with. And the teasing of Undertaker after, just hearing about it on the internet, and they finally addressed it. They finally addressed it just a little bit, but John Cena mentioned The Undertaker. He does not mention The Undertaker. I don't think you guys understand this. They really have not had any interaction. They were in a tag team match one time, and way back when Cena was first starting in WWE, Undertaker gave him props. So they really haven't had much interaction other than that. They've never had a one-on-one match. The one match everybody wants to see. But, they're teasing it and possibly leaving the door open for that. So who knows? Maybe it'll happen next year if Undertaker is healthy enough, if he doesn't get his hip replacement surgery during that time. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. But that was a great way to kick off SmackDown. So we get our first match. That was just the one segment that took up like a half an hour, 45 minutes. So the first match was Becky Lynch versus Mickie James in a 2 out of 3 falls match. This was a pretty good match. Becky really has something to prove here, trying to end the rivalry between her and Mickie James, coming out on top, and at the same time trying to stay a legit competitor in the women's division because she lost her title match last week, an impromptu title match against Alexa Bliss, where she could have regained her championship and became the first SmackDown Live 2-time women's champion. So, Mickie was pretty much schooling her in the early parts of this match, just being the veteran that she is, just out wrestling her overall. And she even scored the first pinfall during Becky trying to hit her comeback with the Mickie DT, or whatever they called it, the Mickie DDT or something. So Mickie was up 1 pinfall to none, just needing one more to end the match. But of course you knew Becky was going to come back and get a pinfall. So Mickie was just firing on all cylinders at this point. They came back from commercial and she was pretty much still getting in the grunt of the offense. And then she got a little bit overconfident, went to the top rope, jumped off, missed, and pretty much Becky took advantage and rolled her up and got the pinfall and tied it up at 1-1. So after the second pinfall, Alexa Bliss comes out. She comes to the ring and she causes a distraction to the referee. So, Becky pretty much hit this weird move. I think they botched it a little bit. But she was pinning Mickie James and Mickie James wasn't kicking out. But the referee was distracted because he's talking to Alexa Bliss, who's on the apron. So Becky Lynch gets up. She goes over to the apron and is like, yo, what the hell? Why are you out here? Why are you distracted by her? I'm pinning her. Can you please come count this 3 count? Like, please. And as, they're all arguing or whatever, Mickie James got up, and I guess Becky Lynch sensed it because Mickie ran at her, but Becky Lynch got out of the way, and Mickie forearmed Alexa Bliss off the rope, and then they did this reverse, I guess, what are they trying to do, like a roll-up pin, I guess, and Becky caught her, grabbed her arm, and put her into the disarmer, and she was forced to tap out, and Becky Lynch wins the 2 out of 3 falls match. And thus ends her rivalry, I believe, with Mickie James. So I guess she's going to try to go back after the Women's Championship. I'm not sure because we got a little promo segment I'll talk about in a second. But yeah, so Becky Lynch was able to overcome both of them and pick up the win. So After that, we get a Luke Harper promo. He says he's always been fighting a constant battle in his mind with the demons inside. He's made peace with them now, and now they help him. He has new eyes, and he can see what true evil is. Bray Wyatt, I'm not afraid of you. And he said when he wins the match and earns a chance to face him at WrestleMania, Bray will be very afraid of him. And then almost on cue, they do the whole Wyatt transition thing, and Bray is in his little area. And he's laughing. He immediately responds and says, "May the best man win." The whole world will want to know what he has to say to them tonight. Or to him tonight, I guess. Including his brother, Randy Orton. His blood, who sacrificed himself and gave up his match at WrestleMania to, for the betterment of the Wyatt family. Glory be to him who holds the holy key, the eater of worlds, Bray Wyatt. So that was cool. That was pretty cool. And then we get the Alexa Bliss segment. She was mad when she was asked about Becky Lynch winning her match tonight against Mickie James, and her involvement and her plan not going according to how she wanted it to. And then the interviewer winded up asking her about her title win last week, because that's what she wanted her to ask. And then she had this whole sarcastic, "Oh my god, this is I wasn't prepared for this, it's so emotional," and just started to talk about her win. And then Natalya popped up and she was clapping for her. She was like, "I don't mean to cut you off and ruin your celebration, but we both had big weeks last week. You, of course, women and women's championship. I beat Nikki Bella, and we're both beautiful, and we're both championship material." And Alexa was like, "Wait, hold on. I'm championship material. I don't know about you." And then Natty was like, "You know what? I'm just playing. I'm not gonna ruin your moment or anything. I'm just kidding. Until I take that women's championship from you." And then she poked her in the nose and walked away. I'm like, oh, okay. Natalya got a big win over Nikki Bella. Now she going after the championship. I feel it. Hey, why not? Why not? She's been overlooked for this long, so hey, why not? I'd love to see them have a match. I'm sure that'd be a great match as well. After that, AJ had a little promo talking about Luke Harper. He said his feet clearly hit first, but it doesn't matter. He's going to beat him and go to the place he belongs, which is the main event of WrestleMania. And then we get the match. And I'm like, okay, well, this isn't the main event. It's only 9 o'clock at this point. We get AJ Styles versus Luke Harper, number one contenders for the WWE Championship. When I tell you that Luke Harper was a man on a mission in this match and got 99% of the offense, I am not lying to you at all. I'm not over exaggerating. I'm being honest, because I barely saw AJ get any offense in. I've seen him hit 2 moves, and they were both his finishing moves. But yeah, Luke Harper was a man on a mission. The guy was showing off his athleticism and even teasing AJ in the process. He wanted to face Bray more than anything in this world, and was just a step ahead of AJ for pretty much the whole match. He was chasing him on the outside of the ring and just, outsmarting him. You would think, somebody chases you on the outside of the ring, they're going to get the upper hand on you. That didn't happen. That did not happen. Luke Harper was able to get the advantage. He was doing drop kicks and senton dives and tope suicidas. And even AJ's offense felt like defense because Harper kept countering everything. He was in dragon suplexes and just stop whatever offense AJ thought he was going to be able to pull off. And the offense he finally was able to pull off was a phenomenal forearm, and he pinned him. But Harper's foot was on the rope and the ref didn't see it. So, I guess from the angle that he was pinning Harper's shoulders down. So then Shane McMahon comes out. AJ thought he won. He was all happy-go-lucky and everything. Shane comes down and was like, "Nope, we can't have this. This is a number one contendership for the main event of WrestleMania. His foot was clearly on the rope. We got to restart the match." AJ was like, "What the hell? Like, why? I won." And then he restarts the match. The bell rings. He gets out of the ring to argue with Shane and, just getting all in his face, and it was all wild and crazy. Harper came out of the ring to get the advantage on AJ and kick him, but AJ moved out of the way, or Shane moved him out of the way, and Shane caught the kick. So that's when AJ was able to finally take advantage. He threw Luke Harper into the ring pole and rolled him into the ring. Gets onto the apron and hits the 450 splash from the apron and picked up the win. And is the new number one contender for the WWE Championship. And I'm just like, that doesn't seem right. Or not right, but that doesn't seem like that'll be the end of that. And as AJ was leaving, he was walking past Shane and was just yelling at him saying, hey, that's what you get. You shouldn't have, pretty much tried to screw me out of my match. So I think there's something more going on to this here. And we'll just see, how they build it over the next couple of weeks. But I don't think that's the end of that. And AJ is just going to get a title match. Especially after what happened in the main event, which we're getting to. I'm so excited to talk about that. So, Cena and Nikki Bella were backstage. Carmella and James Ellsworth popped up and started talking crap about him and making fun of him or whatever. And I think James said everything about Nikki is fake, including her TV show. So Cena and Nikki Bella proposed, hey, why don't we have a match next week? All right, sounds great. See you then. Before they could even say yes or no. So we're going to get that mixed tag match next week. AJ was walking backstage and Daniel Bryan congratulated him and went to shake his hand. Hey, you deserve this. You deserve to be in the main event of WrestleMania. AJ looked at him and was like, no thanks. I think I'm just going to go out there to see what Bray's Invocation is about that he's having. And then we were supposed to get Dean Ambrose versus Curt Hawkins. But this man Dean, his entrance music hit. Curt Hawkins was already in the ring because he got a jobber entrance. Dean gets into the ring, dirty deeds, goodbye, thank you for coming. Match didn't start, by the way. Gets him out of the ring, and then he calls out Baron Corbin. He says, he's learned a lot of lessons over the years, and the most important one is that when you're pushed, you push back. And if Baron Corbin thinks he's just going to let that happen and just get away with it, he's got another thing coming. So he has a lesson for him. Messing with Dean Ambrose is a very bad idea. So why wait when they can fight now? So he's pretty much telling them to come out so they can fight. And his demeanor during this whole thing was just, he was pacing back and forth and, pretty much acting like the lunatic that he is. So then Baron Corbin pops up onto the screen and says if he wants to fight, that's too bad, because he doesn't come to the ring when Dean tells him to. Dean was like, come on, dude. Like, my parking meter is up in 15 minutes. Can we, get this over with? He was just pretty much playing. He was just joking around with him, but he was halfway serious about it. So Corbin was like, you're a speed bump that's been in my way for the longest. You cost me the WWE Championship, and if you think you like pain, I'm going to put that theory to the test. He says that Dean cost him everything, so he's going to run him over and destroy him. Dean says he's going to give him another lesson. Don't start what you can't finish. So they're building towards that match. I think that match is going to happen at WrestleMania as well. That's going to be great. I like what they're doing there because Baron Corbin. So next we get the chairs match between Dolph Ziggler and Apollo Crews. So during Dolph Ziggler's entrance, because of what happened 2 weeks ago at Elimination Chamber with him trying to take out Apollo Crews, Apollo Crews attacked him on his entrance. They pretty much had the match, and Cruz was just throwing chairs into the ring, even though they winded up only using one chair, which I thought was weird. It was a chairs match. They didn't really take advantage of the stipulation, but it was alright. Match didn't go pretty long. They were both trying to use that one chair to hurt each other. It was kind of weird though. The match was the pauses during the match were just kind of awkward. It kind of felt like they didn't really know what to do at certain points. I don't know if that was just me. Maybe I was just overthinking it or whatever. But Apollo had the advantage and was looking pretty impressive. He looked good in this match. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to take that away from him. But he did wind up losing. Don't count a veteran like Ziggler out. Because Apollo had plenty of chances to win. He even did that he did a modified angle slam on Ziggler. And he even hit that standing moonsault that he does with a chair wedge between Ziggler as well. But he still couldn't get the 3 count. So Ziggler winded up hitting a leg sweep. And Apollo's throat hit the chair. And he started coughing and going crazy, whatever. And then Ziggler straddled him on top of the chair that was, set up. If you don't know what straddle means, and you're a guy, then I'm pretty sure you could piece that one together of what happened. And Ziggler rolled him up for the pin. And got the victory. So Apollo Crews tried to use the chairs match to get an advantage over Ziggler, and it winded up backfiring on him. So we'll see where this rivalry goes as well. I have a theory of where it could go, but I'm not sure they're going to do it. I'm not too sure, but I'll talk about that. Maybe I'll make a separate video about that because it involves somebody coming up from NXT. So let's talk about this last segment. Bray Wyatt's Invocation. He comes out to the ring very slowly. He has, the, what do they call them? The fireflies, whatever. Everybody got their cell phone out with their lights on them. Everything's great. Bray Wyatt's just on cloud freaking 9. He gets to the ring. He got his old lantern with him. His music's playing. He's got the WWE Championship. He's on top of the world. He gets into the ring. He says, AJ Styles it is. But it didn't really matter who it was. They're only mortals. And something happens when they step into the ring with a deity. I'm like, hold up. Was that a shot at the Hardys? I'm pretty sure that was a shot at the Hardys. Because if you know anything about the broken Matt Hardy, he always talks about the 7 deities. So is Bray Wyatt one of the 7 deities or nah? I don't know. That intrigued me a little bit. I popped for that. He promises that AJ will end up like the rest. When the bell rings, you will feel the force of your master. He comes from hollow ground where Randy Orton happens to be right now. And then that's when Randy Orton pops up onto the screen, the Jumbotron. And it was different. Randy didn't have his sleeveless jacket on and look like a lost puppy or look like he was serving Bray Wyatt. This was different. This was Randy Orton being Randy Orton. So he popped up on the screen and was like, no, Bray, I'm actually right here in the kingdom. The place where you gave me the keys to. And Bray is just looking, he's just smiling. There's Randy! Randy! Hey, man, what's up, man? What's up, man? Randy, my brother. There you are, Randy. What's up? I'm so happy, Randy. He was just so happy to see him. He cracked a smile. He was just like, Randy, yes, what's up? And Randy was like, no, I'm actually here. I'm in the kingdom. You gave me the keys to the kingdom, and that's where I am. Where the devil sings your praises, and you can smell the evil in the air. Randy says, it's your world, Bray. And then Bray's like, yep, you're right about that. He's like, but it's not mine. And I'm like, oh, here we go. Here we go. And they just cut to Bray Wyatt. And his mood immediately changes. His smile just wiped away. He's just like, huh? Wait, what do you mean? What? It's not yours. What do you mean? What are you talking about, Randy? You're my brother. What are you talking about? Randy said there was a time where he said, if you can't beat him, join him. And then he said, once you join him and it's the right time, screw him. And Bray was like, oh my God, what have I done? He said, this is his temple, his place of worship, hollow and sacred ground. And underneath it lies the sister of Satan herself, or of Satan himself. He says she was put to rest directly beneath his feet. And that's when he picked up a pickaxe. And Bray is like, oh God, no, Randy, please, bro, don't do this, man. Don't do this, man. Please, man. I'm begging you, man. And he says, at least what's left of her. How long has it been, Bray, since the maggots have started to eat her flesh and her bones? And, he just sees Bray. Bray is just in the ring looking helpless and whatever. He says he sees Bray as helpless and naked and stripped of his powers, ready to blow. His black heart is beating through his chest because he thinks he will destroy the thing that makes him tick. The rest of Sister Abigail. The one he always talks about. He always says that Sister Abigail has taught him this and that and everything, all these lessons in life, and he owes everything to her, and he just goes off of what she advises him to do. So Bray is going crazy, man. He's in the ring, and the cinematics for Randy Orton, wherever the hell he was, I guess the Wyatt compound, was amazing. The way they had the camera swaying to the side of him, how he kept direct eye contact with the camera, was just done so freaking perfectly. I loved it. It wasn't just him talking to a camera. It was like we were actually there experiencing it. They had the little cutscenes of maggots and worms in the ground and everything. And, he had the pickaxe like he was ready to just destroy some shit. So, and then he was like, he said that as long as Bray is the master, that he is the servant, and he'll serve him. And then he says, in a minute, he will become the master, and Bray will be the servant. And then Randy picks up canisters of gasoline and puts down the pickaxe. And we can only assume what's coming next. And then he pours it everywhere. He starts pouring it all over, on the walls and on the floor and everywhere. They have they have a camera set up on the ground to just perfectly get every angle and every crevice that this man is pouring the gasoline into. And, they still got the camera just doing its thing. The cinematics for this, the production of this was just incredible. I just got to keep saying it. And then he pours it over his rocking chair that was moving back and forth. By the way, I just want to put that out there. The rocking chair was moving, and he had stopped it. And then he poured gasoline on that as well. He says he's coming for him and his title at WrestleMania, so he's not giving up his championship opportunity. And then he pours gas on the worms and the maggots in this little box area, I guess, where Sister Abigail's body or her remains were. And then he said, in a minute, you're about to hear Sister Abigail scream. Remember the last time you heard her scream? When she took her last breath? And Bray is going crazy at this point. He's in the ring, just on his knees, begging and pleading and praying, just screaming and crying and just going insane, man. Randy makes his way to the outside. They have a camera set up outside too. And, Randy is, behind this place. He exited and he's just still pouring gasoline everywhere. And then he made a pathway right to this tree. And then Bray is just in the ring begging him, Randy, please, Randy. No, Randy, please, man. Please don't do this, Randy. No. And there's nothing he can do because he's not near him at all. And Randy said, I think he struck a match. And Bray was like, I'm going to kill you, Randy. I'm going to kill you. And Randy was like, he's going to burn the soul of Sister Abigail to eternal damnation. And he lights the whole compound on fire. And it goes up in flames. And that's when Bray got out of the ring. He's just going crazy, throwing a fit. He's just on the barricade and just selling it so well. He was having a hard time. And he expressed that through his actions. He was sweating. He was crying. Everything. He was by the announce table. The announcers was gone. I think that was an excellent touch to have them gone. Because he was just throwing this fit. He was running into the barricade and just crying and rocking back and forth and just shaking. And that's how SmackDown went off the air. Randy did his pose towards the fire and towards the fiery building and the burning of Sister Abigail's soul, and SmackDown went off. That was excellent. Excellent. Randy Orton delivered that so well. Bray sold it so well. The story he told while he was getting ready to destroy Bray Wyatt's whole entire world was incredible. He won the Royal Rumble, told Bray he wasn't going to come after him, and Bray, because of that, rewarded him with the keys to the city, told him he's his blood brother, and is just, so happy that he's with him and Luke Harper's not. And now, how does Bray feel? How does he feel? He got rid of Luke Harper. They're at, each other's neck. So he still has to worry about that. And the man that he thought was on his side, the man he thought was his brother, has completely flipped the script on him, taken the keys to the kingdom that Bray gave to him, and has turned his world upside down and has burned the soul of Sister Abigail, the meaning of his whole existence. If that ain't storytelling 101, I don't know what is. And the way they produce that segment, crazy. One of the best segments I've seen in years. They'll talk about that for years to come. You mark my word. Oh my God, I'm sitting over here sweating like Bray Wyatt was. I'm done. This episode of SmackDown was great. I loved everything about it. This was a great episode of SmackDown. This SmackDown might just get an A. Maybe I'm overdoing it a little bit, but that last segment just put it over. It was already a B+ show. But that last segment just kind of put it over the top for me. So let me know what you guys thought down in the comment section down below. I'm very interested to hear what you guys thought of SmackDown, including that last segment with Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt. Did that make you excited for WrestleMania? And what's to come? What do we do about AJ? AJ's the #1 contender, but Randy Orton wants his match now. So, we'll see what happens. I don't know if they're going to take it away from AJ or something. Something's going to happen, and I can't wait to see. We'll see what happens with Cena and The Miz and the May Reese and Nikki Bella, and Natalya wants the championship, and who knows about the tag teams. We didn't even see a tag team match, so, that's just the unfortunate 2-hour struggle a little bit. But it's fine. SmackDown will come back next week and they'll continue the tag team story. It's not, overdoing it. You don't have to see the same people every single week. So it keeps you wanting more. And I'm definitely wanting more from SmackDown. I can't wait till next Tuesday. Screw Raw. Who cares about Raw? Who cares about Fastlane? I don't care about all that. I want to see SmackDown next week. So let me know what you guys thought in the comment section down below. Slap a like on the video if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you guys are new. Thank you guys for subscribing. We're getting close to 200 subscribers. We're almost at 150. And thank you guys for watching the review. I'll talk to you guys later on this week for my predictions for Fastlane. And oh my God, what a great episode of SmackDown. Peace.